Alrighty, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys want to check out my OnlyFans, the link is down below. We've got a lot of jewelry going on today. Like, we've just got some fun. I don't know, I was in the mood to put on like lots of just jewelry today, so we're having a jewelry day. I love my outfit. Like, we just did a simple, whatever you want to call this, top and jeans. Hi, you guys, welcome to my channel. So, today I thought I would share the story time of how I dated a boy that he was basically in the closet. Could say I dated someone who was straight that attended BYU. And if you don't know, or if you aren't from Utah, BYU is a school that is basically run by the LDS Church. So if you go to the school, you have to technically have those same principles about your lifestyle, and you need to follow their specific rules. So when it first came to making this video, I could have made it clear back in February, but I really just wanted, I think, some time to heal, and I was trying to be respectful of this person who obviously doesn't give a about me. So I'm gonna make a video because that's what I'm best at, making videos about boys that suck, because all boys suck, including myself. I suck. Men suck. Girls, you be a lesbian and date girls. Like, that's my advice. So when I first moved home from LA, this was the first person I had really dated after my 4-year relationship. So it was a big deal to me. I was really like nervous to get back into dating, and I was really scared. Kind of a funny story. So we matched actually on Bumble, but I didn't check my Bumble soon enough. I took like a couple days off of it or something, and anyways, so if you don't know, on Bumble, if you don't talk to them within 24 hours, I think, it expires and then you lose the match. So he disappeared from my matches, actually, which was really sad. And I was like, oh, shoot, like, you know, just must not be meant to be. So I guess he was on his Instagram, because he was really bummed too that he didn't message me either. And he was going through his Instagram. I think he told me this on our first date, and he saw my picture and he followed me on Instagram, and then he proceeded to DM me, and one thing led to another, and he was like, let's go on a date. He's the type of person that's just like really fun, outgoing. He likes to do different things. So he hits me up and we go to sushi, right? I don't know, he was just so fun and spontaneous. We went on that, and then we went up on this, I don't know, little trail, and it was just a good, fun date, and it was really fun. We had gone out a couple times, right? And then he was like, well, meet my friends. And I was like, okay, like, I'm down to meet your friends, like, whatever. I'll just like, because he's a very social person, so he was always hanging out with people. So I couldn't always get him to myself to go on a date with him, but he was always like, well, come hang out with my friends. Now, all of his friends, they were all super BYU Mormon religious, which is fine. I grew up very, very Mormon. I love the church, and that's just another subject, but I grew up Mormon, so I get it. I know all about it. I respect it. He was like, so we're gonna have this game night. I think that was the first time I met everyone. He's like, we're gonna have this game night, come over. I can't remember what he said, but he was like, basically no one knows, or we do know, but like his really, really close friends knew. There was like 4 or 5 people that actually knew what was going on. But there was a lot of people that didn't, so he was like, look, you gotta play it kind of on the DL, like, basically, don't touch me, like, we're dating, don't kiss me, don't give anything away that we're dating. And I was like, okay, that's cool that you're, like, embarrassed. It wasn't embarrassed, it was just easier. It was really easier. I think that's what it came down to. It was just easier. So, and I agreed. I was like, okay, cool. So obviously I did not show up like this to game night. Obviously we had like straight boy vibes. Like, obviously I can't hide who I am as a person. And I think a lot of people suspected, because people asked me like, oh, how did you guys meet? And I was like, oh, through like Instagram, we did like a photo shoot or something. And we've just been really good friends. So that was kind of awkward, and I like had to like explain all these. We didn't really have a story planned, so throughout the night of the game night, people were always asking like questions, and I would always look at him and I'd be like, I don't know what to say, like, you have to, and he would just take the reins and make something up, right? So anyways, that was game night, and I could tell I was obviously very different from his group of friends. I'm not gonna say they were mean, but I will say as time progressed of me getting to hang out with him and his friends, I think I just was not the same as all of them. And I think it's really funny because I really tried hard. Like, I tried so hard. And because I like to say I try really hard in relationships, but I tried really hard with him and his friends. And I'm just gonna be nice and say they were nice to me, but do I think that they necessarily gave me... It was two-faced. We'll say it was two-faced. I felt like, to me, they were super nice, super sweet, super loving. And then I would hear things from the boy that weren't so always good. And towards the end of the relationship, I found out that none of them wanted me to date him. They thought I was completely wrong for him. They thought I don't know. And that's what confuses me like the most is I was always very nice, very loving, very kind. I showed that, like I was fun. And I was just always a sweet person. I always tried to be there and support. And I just think at the end of the day, like, because of who this boy was and who he had painted himself as, I think everyone thought he would end up with a girl even though he was dating me. Like, I was just a phase. Like, oh, you're just like the mistress for right now before he gets his life together and marries a girl and goes to the temple. And I was like, okay, you know what? Like, that's like, if that's how you perceive it, like, that's fine. And honestly, towards the end, it was just like, we'll get into that. We'll get into the end of what really like ended up happening towards the end. But so that was one aspect of it, of his friends not really liking me. They were nice. They were nice people. That was just really hard because I had never experienced that before. I was just confused by it. That's all. And then this is where it gets really weird. So during Halloween, when we had first started dating, he decided to throw this really big party at his parents' house because they live in a palace of a kingdom of a country. Like, it's a really big house. I mean, it was huge. So he was gonna throw this like big party. Him and his brother had like come together with all of his friends and they're like, we're gonna throw this big, massive party, right? So this party happens. He's like, oh, come, like, it'll be great, but reminder, everyone goes to BYU and you don't know me like you do. So I was like, okay, cool, like, I'll show up. And I honestly, so after everything that had happened with my long-term relationship, like, I honestly was not in a good place to be dating this person. And for us to be what we were to people that knew, like, it was so private. And like, it was just hidden. And I think that made things really hard. And then this night happened and it came and I'd been dealing with severe depression and anxiety and I didn't like, which is really funny if you know, like, if you've seen my Instagram or you know me, like, I did not want my pictures taken. I did not feel good about my body. I was just so in this headspace of like, I don't even know what you would call it, but it just was not a good space for me to be in. So this party came, right? And I was super, super nervous and he really wanted me to be there. And I wanted to show him, like, I'm a fun person. Like, when I'm not, dealing with the things of my past, like, I can be a really fun person. But that night, it was, like, hitting me really, really badly. And I just didn't know why, but I didn't want to disappoint him. So I brought myself, like, a little water bottle of, like, I didn't even think I had that much. Like, I thought I literally brought, like, this little thing of vodka. And I was like, hey, I'll just drink it right before I go in. It'll calm my nerves. And everything will be good. I can relax and I won't be nervous because I want to make a good impression. I get to this house. I take a sip. I close the bottle. I was going to sleep over at the house that night with him. So I left all of my stuff in his room and I go help set up for the party. I showed up early with him and all of his close friends that basically knew what was going on. And we did like a bunch of Halloween, like crazy makeup. I posted this picture with him. It was super cute. I was like feeling myself. And it was just like really, really fun night, right? But then the party started. So the party starts. And I'm always so shocked by this because I'm always so shocked like this because I've been to parties and like I've been to parties and normally like it's not what you see in the movies, right? Like, okay, you're like 20 people show up, like if you're lucky, and you all just kind of chill and like you're sitting there and you just have a good time, right? Him and his brother must have been the freaking like, I don't know, like gods of their high school or college or whatever, because they knew so many people. Like so many people showed up to this party where I was like confused. Like literally I can tell you like 100 or more people showed up to this party. It was like packed. And of course everyone was like not drinking, right? But everyone showed up and everyone knew each other, and then I'm just this standing duck. I didn't know one person. So I was trying to cling on to this boy that I was dating while also not making it obvious. And all these people were trying to talk to me because they're like, well, who are you? And I was like, I don't even know what to and my anxiety, and it just spiked. And I was like, this is like freaking me out. I'm not doing well. Like I'm acting like an idiot. So I'm like, okay, I'll just have another shot. So I go down, sneak downstairs, get into my bag. I drink the rest of the bottle. And I was like, it was not a big, like literally when I say I drank, it was like tiny, right? So anyways, I drank that, and I think because I don't think I had lunch that day, and then the party came and I was too focused on people to like go eat. Like I don't like eating in front of people, so I didn't have anything. And I think that's what kind of sparked it all. But yeah, I hadn't eaten, so I think I got... Kaden, literally, I cannot tell you pieces of that night. I remember it going from me taking that and going back upstairs to have a really fun time just dancing and letting loose, because at that point I did not care. I was like, okay, I'm in a good spot, like I think we're good, like I don't need any more. I even think there was still more in the bottle, and I was like, okay, I'm good, like I'm doing just what I wanted to be. I played, it wasn't beer pong, it was like goody two shoes pong with soda, but I did that, and I was just like doing all these things, and I was talking to people, and I was dancing, and I was just like having like I was doing really well for myself, right? Like I was carrying myself very well. And then I hit a point where sometimes you overdrink and you think like, oh, I'm okay, but then you realize you had too much, because I think what happened after that was I ended up, this is when it turns ugly, and I think I ended up taking off my pants that night because it was really hot because we were all dancing. And it kind of went downhill from there. And obviously I was making a big fool of myself because no one else there was intoxicated in any way, shape, or form. So he ended up taking me down into his bedroom. He put me into his bed and he's like, look, you are out for the night. Like, you need to go to bed. Like, I don't know why you're acting so crazy. And I told him, and I was like, I started like crying, I think, because I told him I was like really nervous. And he's like, it's okay. Like, just go to bed. I'll like see you in the morning or whatever. And, so basically, I didn't go to bed, and then I'd gone back upstairs and I was throwing up, and I was just saying all these stupid things to him. And by that time, the party had died down. Everyone was leaving anyways. I don't know what people thought, because obviously I don't even remember, but I think his friends found it really... I think they lied because it became a joke after the fact. Like, remember when we threw that big party and then that random kid got drunk? And everyone didn't know who I was, so it was just kind of funny. But yeah, I ended up like throwing up all over his house that night, and it just like was not a good situation. And I remember waking up the next day thinking, okay, that was it. Like I dated this boy for a month. Now he thinks like I'm a crazy lunatic. We're never gonna talk again, and that'll be the end of it. Like I literally thought the relationship was over, but it wasn't. And I don't know why. I honestly would, I'm so curious why he didn't dump me after that night, honestly. It would have been a good way out for him, but he wanted to continue seeing me, and we saw each other through February. But now, when I tell you that I thought that night couldn't get any worse, so I posted that picture of me and him, and it was just me and him smiling. It was nothing like provocative. It was nothing crazy. We just had crazy silly makeup on, and I was like, Halloween, right? So, and I tagged him. I tagged him in the photo. Because, I don't know, you tag people in photos, right? His mother. Now, I don't want to say anything mean. I never got to meet her. I think she's an amazing person. She did a really great job raising her beautiful kids. But for whatever reason, she is like magical. She has some superpower. She like woke... So the guy I was dating ended up telling me this. He was like, so my mom, I guess, woke up at 4 a.m. last night. She had this feeling to go on her Instagram. She went on her Instagram. She found you with a picture of us together in like 3 seconds. And I was like, okay, I don't know how she found this picture. But then she had this idea in her head. She like could figure it out that we were like obviously seeing each other, right? So she went through my Instagram, and if you've ever been on my Instagram, if you haven't, go look now. I take really fun photos because I'm a fun person, right? So I took a lot of fun photos on my Instagram. Like I have pictures of me shirtless at the beach, like that's fine. And they're just a very, very religious family. So her seeing that, I think, made her question a lot of things. And she was questioning like why her son would even be dating a boy in the first place. So that created some high, and I'm talking high, family tension. It was bad. This lady had never met me. She went solely based off of my Instagram. And the guy's sisters also looked at my Instagram, and they were harsh. Like, I even remember his dad calling one night and just telling him all these things. And I remember we'd just gone to the Cheesecake Factory for some cheesecake. It was like really cute date, whatever. I get in his car and he's like, so my mom. And I was like, well, what about her? And then he just told me all these things that I thought was like so awful to hear from someone who had never met me, who was an adult. And like, it just blew my mind away how much I could be hated by someone that doesn't know me. And he just like told me all these things like about how his mom thinks I'm this horrible, awful human being that's like not very, like, I think from my Instagram, it gives this vibe that I'm a very like wild out there person that does a lot of crazy things, which is not true. Like, I like to go out and have fun, but I'm very innocent. I think, yeah, I'm very innocent. And over the years, I think I found myself trying out a lot of new things, but for the most part, I'm a really innocent person that's not promiscuous in any sort of way, shape, or form. And I like to have fun, but I'm honestly just such a kind, down to earth sort of person when you really get to know me. And like, it just hurt for his mom to tell me all those things, especially after, my 4-year relationship. Like, I was trying to rebuild like who I was as a person, and like that really hurt. And I just like remember like crying. Like, anytime, it happened multiple times where he'd bring his mom up saying stuff about me and like how she didn't want us to like talk anymore and all this stuff, and I would just like cry. And I'm like, this lady's never met me, and I'm like, can I meet her? And I never got the chance to. Honestly, I never got to show her, prove her wrong. I don't know, she's probably happy that I'm gone now, but it was just weird that someone could be that mean to someone, honestly, and that his like sisters could be like that, because I'd never met his dad. His dad seemed really chill. I don't think his dad really cared. He's a guy, I guess. His brother was a sweetheart. His brother was a gem. I really, 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 really love his brother. I really, really do. I love his brother. His brother is such a sweetheart. But, so yeah, basically that just added to... So then you get into the mix of, okay, I feel like his friends don't like me, and I feel like his mom doesn't like me, and I feel like that's all just because they want you to end up with a girl. And I was like, do you not want to do this? Like, do you not want to be with me? Like, is that like what it comes down to? And he was like, no, I want to be with you. Like, everything's fine. So then December comes up, and so he has this friend that he's only known for 3 months. So he had just met her when he met me. So I guess they went on a drive one night. So this girl told the guy I was dating that she had feelings for him. She's like, I know we're just friends, but like, I really like you, and like, I just have to tell you. And like, I don't like to see you and Kaden together, because it like breaks my little heart, like knowing like I can't have you like Kaden can. And I would just like really appreciate it if you don't hang out with Kaden when you're hanging out with me. Excuse me? So he came to tell me this like the next day after, and he's like, I'm sorry, like you can't hang out. Like, if me and all my friends are doing something and she's there, like I don't want to hurt her feelings, so you can't be there. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, do you realize what you just said to me? I'm the one you're dating, but you don't want to hurt her feelings? Well, now you're hurting mine. And it was like this big whole fiasco. So I dealt with his friends not liking me. I dealt with his mom thinking I'm a slut. And now I'm dealing with his friend that's a girl that's he's really close to, even though he hasn't known her that long, saying she wants to be with him and she doesn't want me around. Like, what is that supposed to make me feel as a person? Like, it's not cool. And then I felt like, no offense to him, because that's like a lot of pressure from basically everyone around you saying they don't like me. I think he wanted to dump me for a long time. I really do. Because December came up and I did a vlog about it. I bought him, we were in Park City one day and he saw this really cool duffel leather brown bag. It was really nice. He saw it, he wanted to buy it. He was about to swipe his card and he's like, you know what? I don't need it. Like, I'll save my money. So me not knowing what to get him for Christmas, and we kind of had a discussion about it, and he was like, you know, let's not do Christmas gifts. And I was like, okay, we won't do Christmas gifts. But anyways, I went and I bought him this really expensive bag just as like a thank you. Like he had just always been so nice through everything. Like, yeah, it wasn't cool like a lot of the things that his friends or mom was saying about me and stuff, but like he was really nice to me about it, and he was just like trying to make everyone happy, and I really appreciated that. And he got like a lot of my confidence back about who I am as a person, and like everything that I'm doing like is okay. So I tried to buy him this bag and I gave it to him. It was like Christmas Eve or something. I went over to his house, I gave it to him. I filmed it. I filmed him opening it. He was mad. Like he was really mad that I went and did this. Like he was so pissed. And I couldn't like he didn't yell at me or anything, but like I couldn't figure out why he was so mad. And I don't know if that's because, like, maybe he was thinking about ending it, and this just would make him feel worse about it, and he, like, wanted me to take it back for weeks, and I told him no. I was like, just have it. Like, I don't. That's the type of person I am. I don't mind spending my money on people. Like, I want to make you happy, and I'm a gift giver. So, anyways, that happened. And basically, the last, like, month in January of our relationship, I think, I just started to find out little things, like him getting mad over a Christmas gift and him wanting to apply to BYU Jerusalem so he would leave the country and study there. And just all these things were happening, and I'm like, do you not see me in your life anymore? Like, is this not what you want? You know, at that point he was like, well, maybe we can just be friends. And I told him, you know, you always like say certain things to me, and like it just doesn't add up to what you preach. Like, you can either like be with me and have me, but like I'm not just gonna stick around so you can have the benefit of me but not fully be what I need you to be. Because I feel like I had this long heart to heart with him. I was like, I feel like you like me and that you could see this, but you don't want to be with me because of what other people are telling you to do. And he's like, you know, I think part of that's true. I think part of it, I don't know what I want. And he was also having some health issues, and there was just a lot, I think, going on in his life. And then February came up. We had plans for Valentine's Day. We were supposed to do something because I told him, like, I know you're iffy about saying, he was always iffy about saying we're in a relationship. It was just, we're dating. And I told him, like, we don't have to be in a relationship, but will you go to dinner with me on Valentine's Day, because I don't want to be alone, and like this is my first Valentine's alone in 4 years, and like coming up on like what would have been my 4th anniversary and just all these things. And I was like, can we do something? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then anyways, he ended up telling me that he was gonna spend Valentine's Day with his family, and I was like, I thought we had plans. It just basically came down to, I don't want to be in limbo with you, like wondering if you want to be in a relationship with me. Like, I want someone who knows. I'm sick of all of your friends hating on me. I'm sick of your family hating on me. Like, I think the only person that didn't hate on me was his brother, and I think that's why I like his brother so much, is because his brother is just such a nice person who I think really liked me. And at the end of the day, he took me, honestly, Valentine's Day, I think, was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. I called him when I was at work, and he was telling me that he wasn't going to see me on Valentine's Day. And I just cried, because at this point I had been begging. Like, I cried. I seriously lost it, because I really just wanted to see him on Valentine's Day, and he couldn't give that to me. And then it just felt like I was giving this relationship I was just giving it so much, and he didn't know if he wanted to be with me. And I was like, I'm not gonna live my life like that. Like, just so at the end of the day, you can leave me. Like, either tell me you want me now, or like, it's basically over and done with. And, you know, he didn't give me an answer. And I just, you know, these are the last words that I just said to him in February. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And he said, what do you mean? And I told him I said I'm sorry and I can't do this anymore. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I never texted him back. I didn't hear from him. I didn't get a call from him. He didn't try to come see me. He didn't have other people text me. He didn't call me. Like, he did not message me on anything. You know, it was just like he gave up. And I was like, you didn't even fight. Like, you didn't even try enough to like care to try to call me, or like try to reach out to me, or like try to do something to show that, like, you know, I may not know what I want, but like I really like you. And like through this whole thing, like I feel like I was really good and I tried to really be there for him. And like he just didn't give me that at the end. And like it's kind of sad. And I'm like, okay, well, why? Like, I just got to a point where I asked you for Valentine's Day and I told you it was so important to me, and you didn't give that to me. And of course that's why I had to talk with myself, and I'm like, you know what, like I can't do this. Like, I'm not gonna get involved in something like I did in my 4-year relationship, where I'm giving myself to somebody fully 100%, and they're just not, you know, like they're just not giving it back. And it's like I can't live my life like that, because I keep trying to give myself to people, and I keep trying to really, you know, be there for people, and like just show how much I care. And it was just part of like sticking up for myself and saying, like, I'm moving on. If you don't know, you should know, or at least fight for me in a way. And he just didn't. So I was like, okay, well then my mind is made up. I'm done and I'm out of this relationship. And you know, we talked once, and you know, I just didn't get the closure that I thought I would, or that I wanted. And it just seemed like he didn't even care. And I was like, okay, I made the right decision then. I'm glad I didn't wait another 3 months just for you to leave me, or take more of the hate from your friends or mom. But it was actually kind of comical, because his friend that had a crush on him is now dating his brother, which I find really funny. I just thought, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Sorry, I think it's funny. But I don't know. Honestly, I just still don't understand like where his head was at with everything, or why he made the decisions that he did. Like, I can't speak for him, but I feel like a lot of it came from pressures of his family and his friends, because when we were together, it was really, really good. So we never fought, we never argued, and we always, I thought, had a really good time. So I guess I'll never know, but that's the time I dated a guy that is going to be straight for the rest of his life, marry a girl, have kids, the whole thing. And I was his like one gay experience, I guess. I don't know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that story time. I definitely love making these videos for some reason. I think it's funny, the relationships I get myself into and how funny other people can be. I'm really curious to see what they'd say about me, if they'd call me a crazy psycho, because I feel like I'm not. I feel like I just ask for bare minimum, but what do I know? Maybe I attract all the narcissists of this earth. But hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you like seeing these videos, please let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this guy. Is he a psycho? Am I the psycho? Honestly, what you thought of his friend liking him. And I don't know. Please don't forget to check out my Instagram. Also, guys, OnlyFans. Link down below. And I hope you guys have a really good day. And just remember your worth, and that you are a special person in this life. And no one can take away your uniqueness, because you, at the end of the day, you are you. And I love you guys so much. And I hope you have a really good day. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.